Today on Sugar Spun Run, I'm sharing my favorite chocolate frosting recipe. Hey Sugar Spun Bakers, Sam here, and today I am so excited to be sharing another carefully tested, well-researched, and perfected recipe. This frosting recipe is super versatile, and one thing that I love about it is it doesn't use a ton of sugar, so it's not crazy overbearingly sweet. To get started, you're going to need 6 ounces of semi-sweet, or if you prefer dark chocolate. Now you can use either chocolate chips or a semi-sweet baking bar, or I guess 1.5 baking bars. Today I am just going to be using chocolate chips. First thing you want to do is melt these chocolate chips in the microwave. You always want to melt chocolate slowly, so I will be heating this in 20 to 30 second increments, stirring really well in between. I know it can seem like a pain to pop the chocolate in and out of the microwave and stir it like this, but if you don't, you run the risk of seizing your chocolate, which can make it look curdled and piecey, and then you have to start over. So this is looking perfect. As you can see, the mixture is nice and smooth. There are no lumps, there are no pieces of chocolate chips remaining in here, so this is good. What we'll do now is we'll set our chocolate aside because we want to let it cool down until it's no longer warm to the touch. It should still be liquidy and fluid like this is, but if you touch the bottom of the bowl or if you put your finger in the chocolate, it should not feel warm. If it is, you're going to have a soupy mess on your hands. While your chocolate is cooling, go ahead and grab 2 sticks of softened unsalted butter and place them in a large mixing bowl. For today's recipe, you can use a stand mixer or you can use an electric hand mixer instead, like I'll be using. We're going to beat the butter until it's nice and smooth and creamy. All right, so now that my butter is looking nice and smooth, I want to go check my chocolate. Now this is nice and cooled. It hasn't started to re-solidify because that would be another problem, but it's no longer warm to the touch. So I'm going to scrape this into my bowl with my butter. Of course, I want to make sure I get all of that in there. Grab your mixer again and let's go ahead and stir until the butter and the chocolate are well combined. At this point, it's a good idea to use your spatula to scrape the sides and bottom of the bowl and just make sure that everything's nicely combined. All right, the next thing you need is 2 cups of powdered sugar. And like I said, most frosting recipes use 4 cups or even more, so it's nice that this one only uses 2. We are going to gradually add the powdered sugar to our chocolate and butter mixture, stirring really well after each addition. Of course, it's always a good idea to periodically pause and scrape the sides and bottom of the bowl with your spatula again. All right, for flavor, let's add 1/4 teaspoon of salt and a 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla extract. And we'll stir these in until everything's nicely combined. The final ingredient that you need today is 2 tablespoons of heavy cream. Now I like to add this gradually. I'm just gonna add it in 2 parts, and I'll stir after each addition. And then slowly turn your mixer speed up to high, and we're going to want to beat this for about 15 to 30 seconds to make this frosting nice and fluffy. All right, this is looking perfect. Let's take a look. At this point, we are ready to use this frosting any way you'd like. It pipes beautifully if you want to use it on cupcakes, but today I am just going to be using it on my devil's food cake. And that is how easy it is to make my all-time favorite chocolate frosting recipe. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and if you try this one out, please let me know what you think. I always love hearing from you. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. No cake necessary.